Imagine navigating through the stormy seas of life with unwavering calm and purpose. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, equips us with the tools to do just that. Today, we'll dive into 10 crucial Stoic lessons that promise not only to help you manage chaos, but to find serenity amid it. From mastering what we can control to embracing life's inevitable changes, these insights from Stoic thinkers like Marcus Aurelius will guide you toward a more composed and fulfilling existence. Prepare to explore practical wisdom that transcends time and place, offering strategies for achieving tranquility and strength in every facet of your life. Let's get started on this transformative journey together. Lesson 1. The dichotomy of control. The first lesson in Stoicism is understanding the dichotomy of control, a concept famously articulated by Epictetus. The idea here is simple yet profound. There are things in life that we can control, and there are things that we cannot. Our actions, thoughts, intentions, and responses are within our control. External events, other people's actions, and outcomes, however, are beyond our control. By focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot, we free ourselves from unnecessary anxiety, frustration, and disappointment. This mindset allows us to channel our energy and efforts into areas where we can actually make a difference, rather than wasting time and emotion on things we cannot change. For example, if someone insults you, you can't control their words, but you can control how you react. You can choose to ignore the insult, respond with kindness, or simply walk away. By adopting this perspective, we learn to maintain our inner peace and composure regardless of external circumstances. We stop trying to control the uncontrollable and instead focus on our own behavior and attitude. This shift in mindset is incredibly empowering and leads to a more serene and purposeful life. Lesson 2. Acceptance of life's events. The second Stoic lesson is the acceptance of life's events. Stoicism teaches us that life is full of events that are beyond our control. These events, whether good or bad, are part of the natural course of life. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, often reflected on the importance of accepting whatever happens as part of a larger, natural order. This acceptance doesn't mean passivity or resignation, but rather a deep understanding that resistance to what is inevitable only leads to suffering. The Stoics believed in the concept of amor fati, which means love of fate. This idea encourages us to embrace everything that happens, even the difficult and challenging parts of life, as necessary and ultimately beneficial for our growth. By accepting life's events, we align ourselves with the natural order and find peace in the understanding that everything happens for a reason. This doesn't mean we should not strive to change what we can, but it does mean that once something has occurred, our best response is to accept it and adapt accordingly. For instance, if you lose your jobs, rather than lamenting the loss, you could see it as an opportunity to pursue a new career path, learn new skills, or simply reassess your life's direction. Acceptance leads to resilience, as we learn to face life's ups and downs with a calm and composed mind, knowing that we can handle whatever comes our way. Lesson 3. Contentment with what you have. The third lesson is finding contentment with what you have. In a world that constantly pushes us to want more money, more success, more possessions, Stoicism reminds us that true happiness and contentment come from appreciating what we already have. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, argued that wealth is not about having more, but about needing less. The endless pursuit of material goods and external validation often leads to dissatisfaction, because there will always be something more to acquire. However, by shifting our focus from what we lack to what we already possess, we can find true contentment and peace. This lesson is about cultivating gratitude for the present moment and the simple joys of life. It's about recognizing that the things we often take for granted, our health, our relationships, the beauty of nature are, in fact, the most valuable. For example, rather than constantly striving for a bigger house, a fancier car, or a higher-paying job, we can take a moment to appreciate the roof over our heads, the car that gets us where we need to go, and the job that provides for our needs. Contentment doesn't mean complacency. It means recognizing the abundance in our lives and being grateful for it. Lesson 4. Embrace change. The fourth lesson is to embrace change. Stoicism teaches us that change is an inevitable part of life. Everything around us is in a constant state of flux: relationships, circumstances, our own thoughts and emotions. Marcus Aurelius frequently meditated on the transient nature of all things, reminding himself that everything is temporary. By embracing the impermanence of life, we learn to let go of our attachments to things, people, and situations, and instead appreciate them for the time they are with us. This mindset helps us live more fully in the present moment, free from the fear of loss and the anxiety of the unknown. The practice of memento mori, or remembering our mortality, is a powerful Stoic exercise that helps us internalize this lesson. By contemplating the fact that life is finite, we are reminded to live purposefully and to make the most of our time. For instance, rather than fearing the end of a relationship or the loss of a job, we can focus on the experiences and growth they provided. Embracing change helps us become more adaptable and resilient, allowing us to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and equanimity. Lesson 5. The practice of virtue. Virtue is at the heart of Stoic philosophy and is considered the highest good. The Stoics believed that a good life is a virtuous life, and they identified 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Wisdom involves understanding the world and making informed decisions based on that understanding. It's about seeing things clearly and acting accordingly. Courage is the ability to face fears and challenges head-on, whether physical, emotional, or moral. Justice is about treating others fairly and with respect, recognizing the inherent dignity of every person. Temperance involves moderation in all things, controlling our desires and impulses so that they don't control us. These virtues are not just abstract ideals, they are practical guides for daily living. By cultivating these virtues, we align our actions with our highest values, leading to a life of purpose, integrity, and fulfillment. For example, in a situation where you're tempted to act out of anger or greed, practicing temperance and justice would guide you to respond with restraint and fairness. By making virtue the foundation of our lives, we ensure that our actions are always directed toward the greater good, leading to true happiness and inner peace. Lesson 6. Control your reactions. The sixth lesson is about controlling your reactions. Stoicism teaches us that it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but our interpretation and reaction to them. Epictetus famously stated, "People are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them." This lesson is incredibly powerful because it places the responsibility for our emotional well-being squarely on our shoulders. While we can't always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. This is where the concept of cognitive reframing comes into play. By changing the way we interpret events, we can change our emotional response. For instance, if someone criticizes you, instead of reacting with anger or hurt, you can choose to see the criticism as an opportunity for growth. If you encounter a setback, instead of seeing it as a failure, you can view it as a valuable learning experience. The ability to control our reactions is a skill that requires practice and mindfulness. It involves pausing before we react, assessing the situation objectively, and choosing the most constructive response. By mastering this skill, we gain control over our emotions and create a more peaceful and resilient inner world. Lesson 7. Mindfulness of the present. Stoicism, much like modern mindfulness practices, emphasizes the importance of living in the present moment. Marcus Aurelius wrote extensively about the need to confine ourselves to the present, as it is the only time we truly have. Mindfulness involves being fully engaged with whatever we are doing at the moment, free from distractions and worries about the past or future. It's about fully experiencing life as it happens, whether it's a simple task like washing the dishes or a profound experience like spending time with loved ones. This practice reduces stress and anxiety by preventing us from dwelling on past regrets or future fears. It also enhances our appreciation for the simple pleasures of life, helping us to find joy in the ordinary. For example, rather than rushing through your day with your mind preoccupied with worries, mindfulness encourages you to slow down and savor each moment, whether it's the taste of your morning coffee, the sound of birds chirping outside, or the warmth of the sun on your skin. By living mindfully, we can experience life more fully and cultivate a deeper sense of peace and contentment. Lesson 8. Gratitude. The 8th lesson is the practice of gratitude. Gratitude is a central tenet in Stoic philosophy, and it's a powerful tool for cultivating happiness and contentment. Seneca, in particular, advised practicing gratitude as a way to focus on what we have rather than what we lack. Gratitude shifts our attention from scarcity to abundance. By regularly reflecting on the things we are grateful for, we train our minds to see the positives in our lives, even in difficult situations. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect, but rather acknowledging the good that exists alongside the bad. Practicing gratitude can be as simple as keeping a daily journal where you write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. This practice not only boosts our mood, but also helps us build resilience by reminding us of the resources and support we have. For instance, on a tough day, you might feel grateful for a supportive friend, a warm meal, or simply the fact that you made it through. Gratitude helps us maintain a positive outlook and strengthens our ability to cope with life's challenges, leading to a more joyful and fulfilling life. Lesson 9. Negative visualization. The 9th lesson is the practice of negative visualization. This Stoic exercise involves contemplating the loss of things we value, our health, relationships, possessions, as a way to prepare ourselves for life's inevitable challenges. While this might seem morbid or pessimistic, the Stoics believed that, by imagining the worst, we can appreciate what we have more deeply and reduce our fear of loss. Negative visualization helps us build resilience by mentally rehearsing how we would cope with adversity. For example, you might imagine losing your jobs and then think through how you would handle it, perhaps by updating your resume, reaching out to your network, or considering a new career path. This exercise not only prepares you for potential difficulties, but also increases your appreciation for the present moment, as it reminds you that nothing in life is guaranteed. By regularly practicing negative visualization, we can develop a mindset that is both prepared for challenges and deeply appreciative of the blessings we currently enjoy. This dual perspective enhances our resilience and our capacity for joy. Lesson 10. Living according to nature. The 10th and final lesson is living according to nature. For the Stoics, living in harmony with nature meant understanding our place in the world and acting in accordance with our true nature as rational beings. This involves recognizing that we are part of a larger whole, and that our actions should contribute to the common good. Living according to nature also means accepting the natural cycles of life, birth, growth, decay, and death as part of the human experience. It's about aligning our actions with the natural order of things, rather than resisting or fighting against it. For instance, understanding that aging is a natural process allows us to accept it with grace rather than fear or denial. Recognizing that we are interconnected with others encourages us to act with kindness, fairness, and compassion. By living according to nature, we find a deeper sense of purpose and belonging. We realize that our individual lives are part of something much larger, and this understanding brings both humility and a profound sense of peace. In summary, Stoicism offers us a powerful framework for living a life of purpose, resilience, and inner peace. By applying these lessons, focusing on what we can control, accepting life's events, practicing virtue, and embracing change, we can navigate the complexities of life with greater wisdom and clarity. Remember, Stoicism is not just a philosophy to be studied, it's a way of life to be practiced daily. As you go about your day, consider how you can incorporate these principles into your routine. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with others who might benefit from these timeless teachings. Until next time, stay strong, stay resilient, and keep growing.